Okay, here we go, you guys. Good evening, and today it is February 26th, 2019. Um, Whether you follow me on my Facebook page or you don't, I did not make this as an announcement that, hey guys, I'm doing an official live stream. Uh, okay, I'm going to get into that now. So here's the situation, and here's why I'm doing this tonight. Okay, so I just made a list on my Facebook page and I posted that saying, okay, guys, this is about the amount, all these different video topics that I still need to or want to sit down and do, eh? And after counting all the possible video ideas that I could do, I realized that, oh my God, I've got 33 different videos at the minimum to sit down and do. And I just thought of a 34th. And I'm sure there's more coming that I didn't even think of. So for me, right now, there is a ton of videos that I still need to sit down and do, but I thought about it in the past half an hour, literally as of right now, as I'm filming. Well, what should I do? And well, instead of doing a four-part video series on my final thoughts, I sat down for a few minutes ago and thought to myself, to hell with it. I'm going to sit down, I'm going to do this all live, practice some of you guys, and do it live and do it in one go and take 4 different videos and turn them into one big interactive live stream like I'm doing right now and just do it this way. I feel like this is the best way to go about it. And let's see. I'm just also going to see if I can't possibly here and see if I can't keep track of comments and stuff. And see, this is my first ever real official live stream, so I'm really trying my absolute best to make this work. So I'm just going to go in here and look for my live stream here, and okay. Now the problem is I just have to wait. I'm just going to go in here and look. Okay, and then I'm just watching that from my channel, so I'm just waiting. Okay. Um, okay, so I'm just seeing some comments here. So from my one subscriber, Nick, and yes, I totally agree, Nick. I'm glad to see you on here too, and I'm glad that somebody's going to be a part of this, eh? Um, so I was going to say to you, Nick, right now tonight, this is just a spur of the moment type of live stream, so I can sit here and just go at it and share my thoughts and all of the 2016-17 final thoughts that I have on the NHL's uniforms from that season. So I'm not going to do any type of Discord or anything. And in fact, I'm not even going to have any visuals. This is basically going to be the YouTube equivalent of a video or sorry, a radio podcast. So I'm going to do my best not to talk for too long, but do expect this to be about 45 minutes to a full hour in length. I think this is better than doing 4 different videos, at least right now, because as I've said multiple times, I've got a lot to catch up on, and I'm going to do my best here to make this interesting. And to my subscriber Nick, hey, how you doing? And to anybody else who may be popping in on this live stream, if you want to share any comments or anything as I go along, feel free. I'm going to do my best to keep track of the comments, but I can't guarantee I'm going to do it right on the spot. So do bear with me as I go along on this list. But anyways, without further ado, let's start with the Anaheim Ducks. And before I get going, Nick, can you hear me well on here? How's the sound quality from your end? Is it good? Okay. I wonder, okay. Did you... yeah, hey Nick, I did see that your live stream was for 7 hours yesterday. I didn't have time to sit down and watch any of it, or sorry, join in, which stunk. But I felt bad because 7-hour live stream, that would have been great to have joined you for that. And I got to give you a tip of the hat though. The fact that you spent 7 hours doing a live stream, that's awesome. Okay, so you're saying this sounds good? Okay, excellent. So anyways, I'm going to start with the Anaheim Ducks and share my final thoughts on their 2016-17 season uniforms. So, of course, you've got their home and away uniforms, and then you've got their orange Mighty Ducks inspired alternate that they had that season. And I hear it is coming back next season, but I felt when it first came out, and I still feel that it was a much better jersey than their home jersey. And if it was a home jersey with a matching away, I think that would actually be really quite cool. But, when I look at their home and away jerseys, I think their away jerseys actually not too bad. There's something about the orange side panels and the black shoulder yoke that I really like. But I would honestly be more than happy to see the Ducks make a matching white version of their orange third from a few years back. And possibly, and something that I would do if they had a matching white version of that jersey is that actually, I would have it with an orange shoulder yoke. I think that would look really cool. But the thing is with the Anaheim Ducks, and I guess I might as well talk about it now, but with Anaheim, I would actually really like to see the Ducks do something new. Something totally different that they've never done before. And actually, I've actually thought of some ideas in my head, and one thing that I think might be cool is if they did like a bright green jersey or something totally different, like maybe Kelly green or a new logo on the front, or even a dark green. But I know one thing: I will be glad when their 25th anniversary jersey's done after this season, because I know some people like it. I'm glad that people do, but I don't like it, and I think their orange third that they had before is probably the best jersey that the Ducks have ever had as the Anaheim Ducks. So now I'm going to move on, and I'll cover the Arizona Coyotes from the 2016-17 season. I'm really glad that Arizona brought out their 90s Kachina throwbacks for a couple games in this 2016-17 season that I'm talking about here. Oh, I mean the 2016-17 season, sorry. Very glad that they brought out that throwback for a couple games, and truth is, I'll talk about this season too, because I'm honestly really glad that Arizona did decide to make it a third jersey. I mean, I was kind of hoping to see something new, but for the time being, I think their retro jersey is an awesome third. But one thing that I don't care for is the dark green shoulder yoke on a black jersey. Sometimes it's hard to see it. And up close, it's very cool. But it's not my favorite design in the world. But as a throwback, and especially now, 3 years later, as an alternate jersey, I mean, I think it's great as an alternate, but I wouldn't want Arizona to go full-time with it ever again. So, yeah, they may make the home jersey their full-time home, and white may come with it. I've actually heard that too, Nick, and you know what? That would be really cool if the Ducks did decide to do it. I would be a fan. So now with Arizona, I'm going to move on, and I'm going to go to the Boston Bruins. So ended up doing in the final season that Reebok was making the jerseys was that they actually decided to switch their longtime third out for their winter classic jersey. I thought that was awesome. Now, originally, I wanted a brown jersey. I wanted the 1924 throwback to be in brown and not as a black bowback, but it still looked terrific. And I kind of have a feeling that when Boston gets a new third next season, as they are rumored to be doing so next year according to Aesthetics, I think that jersey will make a comeback, and so it should. I think it's awesome. Even with the new Adidas rounded collar, I still think it's going to look terrific. I am a very, very happy owner of one of those jerseys, and I really do hope it makes a comeback. I love that jersey from the day they wore it in the Winter Classic against Montreal in 2016, and I want to see it come back in next season. It was a great jersey. And speaking of Boston in the 2016-17 season, I 100% really, really miss their gold socks. Seeing them in all black is just not right. It was one part of the classic Bruins look to me, and Boston has just not looked right to me since Adidas took over. That has been a real letdown for me, and I know that Adidas has been very, very like, oh my God, everything's got to match, everything's got to match. They did the same thing with the Canucks socks too, which their socks are much better now since Adidas took over than before. But as for Boston's, I still don't like it, and I hope that they'll change that for next season. And I'll quickly take a quick look here at some of the comments here. So that Winter Class with the Fuzzy Bear is nice. I like. I'm going to be honest. I like the 2016 Winter Classic jersey better. I think it is much easier than a white jersey. But Boston's Winter Classic jersey was really quite nice. I love that they used brown. But I wish that on the arms where the numbers were, there was a bit of white on the arms as well to break things up a bit. I think that would have been a lot better. But still a very nice jersey nevertheless. But if I had to pick between which one I like better, I would say the 2016 Winter Classic. That jersey to me should be brought back as their third next year, and I have a feeling that's probably what we're going to see. So now moving on to the Buffalo Sabres, and I'm going to try my best to be as interesting as possible, and hopefully I'm not going to bore you guys to death. Buffalo just wore their regular home and away jerseys at the time, which thankfully since Adidas has taken over, they've cleaned them up a bit, eh? But I got to confess, I found that their Turd Burger alternate was really crazy, but it was actually kind of neat. But I'm glad Buffalo did retire it, but I want to actually see Buffalo try something that takes the Turd Burger, makes the full jersey gold or slash yellow, and give it some waist striping and leave the arm design the same. I think that would actually look really good. And of course, get rid of that little Buffalo word mark underneath the collar too. That would be cool. But with Buffalo, there's nothing to really talk about, so I'm going to move on. As for the Calgary Flames, in the 2016-17 season, they decided to retire their Cowboy shirt third jersey, which I actually feel was actually a jersey. The only thing I didn't like about it was that it looked too much like the New Jersey Devils at the time for me. And as I say that now, I actually think that it wasn't a bad alternate. But one thing I hated was that the arm striping didn't go all the way around the arms on that jersey. That is a massive pet peeve of mine. I hate striping that doesn't go all the way around. But one thing that's pissed me off with the Adidas transition is that Calgary didn't take the third jersey shoulder patches and put that shoulder patch logo on the shoulders of their new updated Adidas jerseys. That would have been a massive improvement. But anyways, with Calgary, they decided to wear their retro jersey as their full-time third rather than a once or twice a year special throwback. And in my opinion, it was totally the right decision. But I still don't understand what Calgary's resistance to going retro full-time is for. I don't know why they haven't gone full-time retro. Heritage Classic game they're playing next season against Winnipeg is going to not only bring the white 1989 Stanley Cup era winning season jersey back, but hopefully it's going to make the fans go, hey, Calgary, these are beautiful. Your current jerseys suck. Go retro. I mean, Edmonton did it until they screwed it up royally last season, but doesn't mean that Calgary has to continue screwing up. They can do the right thing. Okay, I get it. I'm biased, but Calgary's retro jerseys are beautiful. Not every team needs to have black in their color scheme. And I'd love to see Calgary be a red team that's red and gold, no black. Leave the black for teams like Ottawa or Carolina or New Jersey. Anyways, I'll move on again. And I'll take a quick little break here, and I'll move on to the Carolina Hurricanes. So what I'm going to do is I think I'll do a few teams at a time in comments. So the Turd Burger, what a unique jersey, but thank God it's gone. Yes, I agree. I really found that their captaincy patches were really cool on that jersey, though. I like that Cowboy style Flames jersey; looks very nice. Nick, I do agree with you, but I still think the retro is number one to me. The throwback Flames needs to be full time. 100% agree with you there. So for the final season of Reebok, Carolina had their old red home jersey, their black third, and their white jersey that their new owner supposedly doesn't like and has been getting the Hurricanes to wear red on the road quite a bit so that they don't have to wear the white one as often. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I not only do I really miss Carolina's old third jersey, but I have a feeling that their new white jersey might not be as good as the one they're wearing right now. And in fact, it's also possible that their new away jersey could be something totally different. I mean, I something is telling me that it's possible that the third jersey logo that the Hurricanes have on their new third jersey might be the logo of their away jersey next season. If not that, it will probably be a shoulder patch. If I remember correctly from what I read on Ice Statics, there was something about them maybe considering it as a shoulder patch logo, which would be really cool. But I miss Carolina's old third. I think it is infinitely better than their new one. I don't care what anybody says. I don't like it. The dark gray bleeds into the black on the shoulders. I hate the state flag patch. Very lazy. I'm tired of the ghosted shoulder patches on that jersey. The Hurricanes, their storm squared striping is gone. I feel like their old third was the last ounce of creativity that the Hurricanes had when it came to their uniforms, and now it's gone. I wanted Carolina to switch to it full time as their home jersey with the matching away. I love that jersey. Their new third jersey, I mean, the new logo is very clever. I like the silhouette of the state of North Carolina between the two squares, but I prefer the old logo with the triangle stick and the single square. That is a really cool logo. Now I understand why they only had one square, even though it wasn't scientifically correct. I still think it looks better, much better. But I'm glad that their old red home jersey at the end of the Reebok era is gone. That one was just too damn plain. And it was deserving of all the jokes about Carolina looking like Team Canada. All those jokes were justified and or criticisms of their uniforms at the time, especially their red home one, very much deserved. So I'm glad it's gone. Their new home jersey is much better, but I miss the Storm Square striping. I mean, yeah, it's on their new Adidas home jersey, but it's so faded. You can't see it. I want it prominent again. So, but the biggest thing for me looking at the 2016-17 Hurricanes uniforms is that I so badly miss their old third. It was so much better than what they've got now, in my opinion. As for comments, I'll read those from you guys in just a moment. So the next team on my list is Chicago Blackhawks. And to my subscriber, Nick, you're going to love this part of this live stream, let me tell you. You know, I look at their last season as with Reebok, with their uniforms. Everything about their old jerseys were perfect. No waist striping that followed the so-called contours of the hem. Thanks, Adidas. No dimpled shoulders. Shoulder patches that were at a decent length away from the collars. And collars that weren't absolute disgusting messes that looked like toilet seats. I mean, yeah, I hear that they're fixing their collars, and that's great, but I still don't think they'll be what we had with Reebok. We're probably going to get what the Rockford Ice Hogs of the American Hockey League have done with their collars with CCM's new Quick Light jersey template. Oh, crap, I almost knocked over my water. Excuse me, folks, I needed to have a quick drink there, but You know, with Chicago, I badly missed their Reebok jerseys. They were so much better. And speaking of Reebok jerseys in the season that I'm talking about, I do not understand for the life of me why who did not classic in the outdoor games. That really beautiful. Jonathan Tays on it, by the way. And it is one of my absolute favorite Blackhawks jerseys. I mean, at the time, I also kind of thought that it would have been cool to have seen that jersey in vintage white instead of white, just so that it would have been something different from their 2015 Winter Classic and their Stadium Series jersey from the season prior. But as I say that, though, I'm glad that they just went with white. The slightly altered waist striping was a great touch, too. And it was a very nice fullback jersey that I feel is heavily underrated, and I really do wish that Chicago would at some point bring it back and wear it. I mean, I actually, I'm going to be honest, I actually still like it better than their new 2019 Winter Classic jersey, even though I actually really do like what Chicago came up with this season. But and I do hope, by the way, that that does become a new third jersey starting next year. But I wish that Chicago's Winter Classic jersey from this season was worn for more than one game because I feel it's an absolutely spectacular jersey, spectacular sweater, and I love the old Blackhawks logo on the front too. But anyways, I'll move on again, and just a quick heads up, folks. This is probably going to be a long video. I got a lot of teams to talk about, but one good thing about this is I only have to talk about 30 teams instead of 31. And folks, that's not to spite any Golden Knights fans either. It just makes my job easier because I got a lot of teams to cover, right? But I'll read the comments again. So, the 06 era jerseys, those were nice, but I do agree the old jersey was nicest. I totally agree. Yes, the Candy Canes jerseys with Reebok did suck. Yes, the toilet seat collars are horrible. I miss that Reebok collar 100% myself, Nick. And you were wanting the 2017 one in cream as well. Hey, great minds really do think alike, eh? Um, as see a Stan Mikita era jersey as an alternate too. Yes, that would be nice to see at some point. But I'm sorry, Nick. As a Blackhawks fan myself, they're one of my favorite teams. I just feel like Chicago definitely needs a timeout from outdoor games for a very long time. And you know what? In the meantime, hopefully they take their Winter Classic jersey from this year and make it their third going forward. That would be great too. Um, but folks, the next team on my list is the Colorado Avalanche, and thank God they got rid of their Reebok monstrosities. So in the 2015-16 season, they wore that white Stadium Series jersey that had the Colorado State flag shoulder patch as the crest. And I thought that for being very, very plain and half finished, it was not a bad uniform, but I didn't miss it in the 2016-17 season. And as much as I have always felt that their third jersey, which they've actually now brought back in the Adidas era for this 2018-19 season going forward, that jersey was the best of the three that they had in that season, or the 2016-17 season. It's still not my favorite jersey, but compared to when it first came out, it has definitely grown on me. But I still think that their home jersey, as of 2019, is the best of their three jerseys. But I'm going to be honest, even now, since the Adidas massive drastic overhaul that Colorado got with Adidas coming in, there's never been a Avalanche uniform gone, wow, that is absolutely spectacular. I mean, their new home jersey is the best home jersey that they've ever had, and their third jersey is not terrible, but I don't like how the burgundy bleeds with the navy more often than it doesn't. But as I say that, lately I've looked at it, and I find it's a pretty clean design. Would I want it to be their full-time home jersey? No. But I'm glad that they've brought it back as a third. But I'd like to see Colorado do something different with their uniforms at some point, or at least try maybe a new third jersey at some point that's more black and burgundy and black. Because I don't know if anybody watches the World Juniors or the World Hockey Championships, which are coming up in May, which happen every May. But I noticed that the Latvian national team wears just burgundy, black, and white with a bit of silver, and I find that that is a very nice color scheme. But I am so glad that Colorado finally got rid of those Reebok monstrosities. They needed to go way before they did, and they lasted far too long. So now, once again, folks, I'm going to move on to the Columbus Blue Jackets. Their uniforms did not change between the 2015-16 and, of course, the 2016-17 season here that I'm talking about. But with Columbus, though, I mean, I miss their old sock striping. I mean, I feel that it is much better than what they have now with Adidas, especially with their home uniform. The new collars that Columbus has, thanks to the Adidas Adi Zero jersey template, they actually did a good job with their collars, but I miss those collars too that they had with Reebok. And a pet peeve of mine is I don't like the way that the piping along the arms and the chest flows on the Adidas jerseys. I hate how it comes up to the shoulder and then goes straight across. Where before with Reebok, it was a nice gradual slant, and it looked a lot better. But I will say this. At first, I didn't like the new number and lettering font with Adidas that the Blue Jackets got, but I now like it equal as much as I like the font that they had before Adidas. As for their third jersey, I do like the new Adidas font on it. It actually doesn't look too bad. I like the new number font that they got instead of the one at the end of the Reebok era on their third jersey, and I'm glad that they brought it back. It's actually a really, really nice third jersey, and if they made it a full-time home with a matching away, I think that would be a real upgrade for the Blue Jackets, but I still want to see something with a Civil War soldier on it, at least in my opinion. I'm going to move on again to the Dallas Stars. There's nothing to really talk about here except one thing. Their Reebok collars were great. Their Adidas colors are garbage, in my opinion. And I hate the warped waist striping thanks to the Adi Zero uniforms. Geez, Adidas has got some real bugs they've got to fix, in my opinion. But I do wish the Stars would add some black trim on their numbers. I think that would be better. But anyways, I'm not going to spend too much time on the Stars because they didn't do anything really much for the 2016-17 season. But the next team I'm going to talk about did, and that's Detroit because they brought out their Centennial Classic jersey. Yes, I agree. Chicago has not been good outdoors. Yes, I do agree with you, Nick. Their third jersey is overrated in my opinion, but it has grown on me since they first brought it out, and that's a good thing in my opinion. The number kid on over the numbers for the Blue Jackets. Agree, but for their third jersey, I actually do like the new number and lettering font for the Blue Jackets' new third jersey. I don't know why, but I just find it looks good. But I still want to see the Blue Jackets make that Cannon jersey their home jersey at the bare minimum and try a new third jersey with a Civil War soldier. I think that would be really cool. But anyways, I'm going to talk about the Red Wings. So in the 2016-17 season, they did play in the Centennial Classic game, which was a special game to help kick off the National Hockey League's 100th anniversary. And you know what? I think it's great that Detroit had an outdoor jersey the year after the 2015-16 season Stadium Series jersey because, in my opinion, although I really do have to tip my hat at the time Reebok for being so creative with the modernized Detroit Cougars logo, which I think is an awesome, awesome logo. They did a great job with it. Sorry, folks, but that jersey with the diagonal sash was just too much for me, especially when I know how beautiful the Red Wings classic home and away jerseys are. But that Stadium Series jersey was just bad. And you know what, folks? I am not really all that happy right now that Detroit's getting a third jersey because I don't think it's going to be along the lines of their Winter Classic jersey from 2014 or 2009 even. I think it'll be lines of their Stadium Series jersey, and I don't, and that's not a good thing in my opinion. I'm proven wrong, and hopefully if they are getting a third next year, it's going to be something that we're all going to be happy with. But in the 2016-17 season, they did bring out a special white sweater with a rounded collar that had one silver stripe on the top of a set of four stripes on the arms that had all the years that they won the Stanley Cup on it. And folks, I did not like that silver stripe on the arms at all. I don't know why it couldn't have been red. I don't know why they couldn't have just had four red stripes and had the years that they won Stanley Cup on the inside of their collar as a special hanger effect. Like what? Like, yeah, you know, I tip my hat to them for being creative and making a mix between retro and modern, and they did a really good job in terms of incorporating silver in their logo. But, you know, that silver stripe on the top of each arm, I just did not like that at all. That really took away from the uniform. And what I actually wish that Detroit would have done is that they would have brought, I wish that for this Centennial Classic jersey I'm referencing or referring to, I wish that they would have used the vintage crest from the 2014 Winter Classic recolored in red and white. That would have been nice. And if they would have had the chest striping that they had on the Winter Classic jersey from 2014, but in red on the white jersey, I think that with a lace-up collar, a turtleneck, or wool style lace-up collar would have been spectacular. But I thought that that was a decent jersey. And truth is, I do have that jersey. I did buy that jersey because I felt it wasn't too bad. Not my favorite design. I would have done it very different, as I just said. But you know what? One thing that pissed me off about Detroit was that they never wore it beyond the outdoor game. I thought it was almost a little bit okay. I'm not that what I'm about to say regarding what I meant for the Toronto Maple Leafs, but I do think it's a real shame that Detroit didn't wear it for at least a second or a third game even. I thought it was good enough for 2 or 3 games. And you know what? I wish that we would have got to have seen it beyond the Centennial Classic. That's for damn sure. But it was much better than the Stadium Series jersey they wore the year prior. So now, next on my list is the Edmonton Oilers. The Oilers pissed me off. I mean, ever since the Adidas switch has gone, I like their away jersey in navy blue and the brighter orange. It's a clean look, but I miss the royal blue. And you know what? Their new orange and navy uniforms will never be as good, in my opinion, as the royal blue. I don't understand why they changed. Oh yeah, I know why. Because hey, let's try and sell some new merchandise because of Connor McDavid. Well, not only are their new jerseys a real downgrade from what they replaced, but the Edmonton Oilers have gone down the crapper. And it's a shame, really, because, you know, with such great players like Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl, I don't understand how the Oilers could be as bad as they are. And by the way, folks, I feel that their WHA throwback was also equally spectacular to their home and away jerseys before Adidas. But spectacular as a third, not as a full-time home jersey. And one thing that I did miss in the 2016-17 season was just the simple blue shells that they wore with their orange throwback on top of their regular pants. That, in my opinion, was better than having the regular home and away jersey striping on the pants. And I didn't like that when they wore the regular pants with their WHA third or throwback third in the 2016-17 season. And, you know, when it comes to Edmonton, I just hope that this third jersey change is going to be their orange home becoming their third and promoting their royal blue vintage heritage jersey. Well, it's not their home anymore this season. It's a heritage jersey, but I'm hoping it's going to be their home jersey again as soon as next season starts, because I'm sorry, I mean, are their current home and away jerseys good? Yes, but are they great? Absolutely not. I badly miss their royal blue home jersey, and I hope that it's going to be more than just 4 lousy times a year starting next year. That's for sure. So water terribly. Oh. Okay. Yeah, that Stadium Series sucked, Nick. Or that jersey. I totally agree. Um, yes, they should have used a vintage number kit. Actually, that's a really good idea. Oilers bring back blue. Love the hashtag. Okay, so the next team on this list is the Florida Panthers. Compared to the 2015-16 season, I actually do like what they brought out better. The new logo, I felt that it looked more like it belonged on either a sports car or as a soccer crest, but their uniforms as a whole have grown on me. And I know some people disagree with me on this, but I wish that that chest stripe went all the way around on both their jerseys, on their current jerseys now. And it's just, but besides that, their jerseys are quite clean, and actually, I do like them. And, but as I say that, I 100% hate the shoulder numbers. Like, I hate shoulder numbers in general. I didn't like it when Florida did it with their new uniforms, and I don't like that Pittsburgh's done it for their Stadium Series inspired third jersey that they brought out for this season. Florida would put their shoulder patch or their arm patch logo on the shoulders and put the numbers back on the arms where I think they should be. But if the chest striping went all the way around the jerseys, would it be a little more similar to Montreal? Yeah, but they've already got a chest stripe. So why not make that chest stripe look good? But the one thing that's pissed me off about the Panthers since the Adidas transition is that not only is their logo now a little bit bigger on the jerseys, but I absolutely loved the collar that they had in the 1 year that they wore their current uniforms at the end of the Reebok era. The nice traditional collar with the state flag inspired cross stitch mock tie lacing was awesome. You know, they've still got that crossed mock lacing with Adidas, but it's just not the same. Those collars are god awful. And you know what? When the Panthers had this design in its one and only season with Reebok, the collar was great. The jerseys were really quite decent, actually. Could they be better? In my opinion, abso-freaking-lutely. But compared to what they replaced, I actually feel they are an upgrade. I do like them, but they could be better. But on top of that, folks, I would really like to see the original logo make a comeback, at least as a third. I love that logo. Their new logo, I do like it now, but I don't love it. I still don't love it. I miss their old shoulder patch with the sun, palm tree, and hockey stick. Shoulder patches in the NHL. And I think if that was the shoulder patch went off and they brought a collar that they had in the 1 year that they wore this jersey at the end of the Reebok era and had the numbers on the arms where I know they should be. Well, I think they should be. But if they would do all that, their uniforms could go from being pretty decent to being actually quite good. But I gotta say they have grown on me. Are they my absolute favorite jerseys? No, but I actually don't think that I don't think that Florida did a bad job. I've always felt that their jerseys were actually somewhat decent since the day they came out. Chest striping went all the way around. I still can't get behind the half finished chest striping for me. For me, I just can't. I just chest stripe of mine with the Wild's new home jersey too. I do not like it one bit. The next team on my list here is the internet in a bubble and start moving faster. Good news, folks. My internet's decided to work, so that's good. Clicking for me on my computer, I'm just looking through all the that the teams have worn. in the 2016-17, just so that I can look at it and reference it. So in the 2016-17 season, the Los Angeles Kings were one of 3 teams to do something special for their 50th anniversary. So in the Kings case, they brought out a special 50th anniversary jersey, which it was not only a tribute to the Kings' 2 Stanley Cups and to their original uniforms in 1967, but in my opinion, it was actually a well thought out jersey. I've always liked it, and it's actually now their 3rd jersey as of the 2018-19 season. And truth is, I really like it. I actually really, really like it. And they even brought out something where they etched their numbers with their captaincy patches with their logo. And I that pissed me off when they decided to not bring that back for the Adidas era. But I am glad that they got rid of the gold trim. I did not like that on the gray. It looked totally weird, and I didn't care for it. But their new 3rd jersey and the 50th anniversary jersey are really quite good. But the 50th anniversary jersey's collar is way, way, way nicer. And the inside hanger effect with the 5 gold diamonds instead of the 2 crowns from their 2 Stanley Cup wins that they have now was also far better. And it was a really nice 50th anniversary jersey, but one thing that pissed me off with the Los Angeles Kings is that they only wore their gold 67 throwbacks for 1 game in that season, and that pissed me off. They should have worn that for 5 games. Why couldn't they have worn that for 5 games to celebrate their 50th anniversary and then have this special gray jersey to wear for the other 7 to 10 games that you can wear an alternate jersey for, which I believe the limit's 15 games? That I wanted to see the gold throwback more. And I wanted to really see the gray history-inspired or historic or history-inspired 3rd jersey that the Kings brought out. As I say that, though, I'm glad that they brought it back in for this season because I do think it's actually a pretty decent jersey. But as for any comments on the live stream here, I'm not going to read those right away because I've got a lot of teams I still need to cover. But I'm getting close to the halfway mark now, I think. So that's pretty good because I've covered Anaheim, Arizona, Boston, Buffalo, Calgary, Chicago. Okay, so now I'm at the halfway mark with Minnesota. So in the 2015-16 season, Minnesota brought out that Stadium Series jersey, which is still probably one of my absolute favorite Stadium Series jerseys to date. If they would have just added waist striping to that home brought out last season. But for the final season of Reebok, I don't know why they didn't at least retire the red home jersey, make their green long-time alternate with the script on it their home jersey, and have the Stadium Series jersey as their 3rd jersey for that season. I mean, the red jersey during the Reebok years was okay, but I found it quite mediocre. And I also hate what the Wild have done for years before the Adidas transition, where they had the 3 mock tie laces. So supposedly, according to what I remember, the Wild are the reason why we have the 3 laces to subtly represent the Adidas 3 stripes. Well, thanks, Minnesota. Not only can they not get their they've got a half-finished chest jersey, and they didn't even make their half-decent nice Stadium Series jersey. I mean, every unit block was making the bang being the end of. But man, I mean, I did talk about it in my last. I shared my thoughts on whether the Wild should rebrand to the North Stars as the North Stars and bring back that identity. If it's even, I don't think it's as long as this stream, but it's still a pretty long video. But the thing is with the Minnesota Wild, I really do hope that they switch to forest green and gold, same as the Green Bay Packers of the NFL. It would be a nice homage to the North Stars without being the North Stars, and have the North Stars logo on the shoulders. I think that would be a wonderful, wonderful bridging between the two. And I think the Wild should do that because I'm sick of forced green and cream. But they should have made their Stadium Series jersey the third jersey that left it alone. I mean, but anyways, with the Montreal Canadiens now, this was Montreal is one team that really bothered me with the Adidas transition because their colors at the end of the Reebok era were absolutely spectacular. The whole treated in love with them. Absolutely. I myself that I even hated them at all when they first came out. They were beautiful. Their effect, which I know it's something significant, by the way. I know that, but I'm sorry, folks, but I don't think a team would have a hanger effect. I guess I'm old school and stubborn in that way, but you know what? I don't care. I miss that collar from the end of the Reebok era, and I will never ever accept the Adidas Adi Zero collar treatment. I just won't, especially on the Canadiens' classic sweaters. But speaking of classic sweaters, I do wish that Montreal would have brought back their Winter Classic jersey from the prior season. I feel to this day that at first I didn't like it as much. I didn't like the number font, but you want to know something, folks? I got to tell you, I wish that jersey would make a comeback at some point because it was a beautifully done faux back sweater, and I'm I'm able to say that I ended up buying. Loved it that much, and I'd love to see Montreal bring that jersey back at some point. But anyways, let's see. Yes, I want to see the Kings in purple as well. The green third word mark logo. It was nice. Yeah, that was a nice logo, but I I like their regular crest better. And I'm talking about the Wild, by the way. Um, okay, let's see. Okay, bad contention. Rest in peace, stream. Stream back. It sounds clear that Habs Winter Classic was nice. I like. Um, did you hear my thoughts on the Minnesota Wild? All of them, Nick? I'm just waiting for my computer to get your response. I guess the internet's having some issues here. I mean, it usually does, so it doesn't surprise me. But um, here, let me see. I'm gonna try. All right, stop screen. Okay, so with the Minnesota Wild, what I meant to say, basically to summarize it real quick, is that I really wanted them to promote their third jersey to their home jersey, make the Stadium Series jersey that they wore the year prior as their third jersey. But I still think that the Wild should switch to forced green and gold like the Packers and put the North Stars logo on the shoulders because I think that would be a nice tribute to them and be a nice bridging between the two identities, and I think it would look great. Um, so I got that part, and then with Montreal, my God, their old collars were great, and I would have really liked to have seen the Canadiens bring their Winter Classic jersey back for a few games that year. And also with Adidas, I miss the old Reebok collars. I hate the new ones, and I don't care for their hanger effect inside the collars either. Yes, I know that it's a significant something to do with the Canadiens. I know it's significant, and that's why it's there. But I don't think a team like Montreal should have a hanger effect inside their collars. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. I guess I'm old school that way. But for me, I don't know. I just don't care for the hanger effect on Montreal's jerseys. I don't care for the new collar, and I wanted to just see Montreal. take the white outline on their away numbers and fill it in with solid royal blue with red trim like their Stanley Cup winning 92-93 season jerseys. The white one in particular. I hope that at this part now is good enough for me to move on, which I will. Hopefully my internet's not going to cut out. Okay. So are you guys still here with me? At least you for the time being, Nick? Because I sure as hell hope that my damn internet connection isn't going to cut out again. But anyways, moving on to the Nashville Predators, I mean, I miss their Reebok jerseys are better than what they've replaced them with, actually. I mean, I like the gold shoulder yoke on their new Adidas away jersey, but besides that, their new jerseys suck. They're so plain. And the jerseys I missed the most was their navy blue third from the early 10s, earlier this decade. Those were great. And their Stanley Cup final appearance gold home jerseys from the end of the Reebok era were pretty good. If they would have just taken the piping off those, that would have been great. And hopefully Nashville will tweak their jerseys. I get a sense that next year when they bring out an alternate, it's probably going to be something crappy. At least anyway, list the New Jersey Devils. Oh my God, this pisses me off. This was the last year that the Devils had beautiful sweaters for home and away jerseys. Now they've got these new half-assed Adidas ones where, oh, let's get rid of the waist striping and let's have big, massive arm stripes to pay tribute to who? I don't know, the Kansas City Scouts. I don't think most people care about the Scouts because they're no longer a team and they haven't been for 40 years, which is almost twice the time I've been on this earth. But they're beautiful. The ones that they wore all the way up until the 2016-17 season were the best that they've ever had. I love the retros. I'm glad that they brought back the white vintage Adidas with the red, but their new Adidas home and away jerseys are a catastrophic failure, in my opinion. As they say on the show, what's it called? Damn it, can't think it off the top of my head. Forged in Fire. As they say in that show, it was a catastrophic failure. And I'm talking about the Devils' new Adidas jerseys, by the way. Catastrophic failure, 110%. Those jerseys were, their new Adidas jerseys are garbage. When I first saw them, they almost looked like they needed, if you attached a hoodie to them, it would be some type of fan hoodie, like I've seen with some teams like the Vancouver Canucks Old State, where there's a hoodie where it's got the striping and then it's got it as a hood. They look more like hoodies, and that's not good. And I hope the Devils are going to end up. I was really pissed off when I learned that they were not going to fix it next season. Let's see. Okay, there's some new, and then Nashville, please get rid of the yellow. I love the yellow. I just think they need to do the uniforms better than what they've got now. I'd like to see navy blue at home, gold on the road. Yes, I agree, Nick. I don't understand why people like the Devils jerseys either. Their new ones are horrible. They suck. They suck. Their new jerseys suck. 100%. The next team on my list is the New York Islanders. In the 2016-17 season, they kept that awful Brooklyn jersey. Clean-looking jersey, just black and white, but nothing Islanders to it, in my opinion. No royal blue anywhere, and the only orange was on the logo and the little side tabs, the little capital B for Brooklyn. And the helmets that said BKLYN. The Bicklins! Woo! Go Bicklin Islanders. I mean, could they not have at least made it say Brooklyn on the helmets? Jesus. And they didn't even have waist striping or nothing. I mean, that was a terrible third jersey. I mean, I think it's great that they tried to say, "Hey, Brooklyn, we want to be a team that you guys can get behind too." But you should have had some royal blue and orange on that jersey, man. Jesus Christ. I mean, what I suggested a long time ago is that they just take their old Stadium Series jersey and recolor it in black and white with royal blue and orange accents on it. I think that would have been great. Would have given them the black jersey for Brooklyn, and would have had still connected Brooklyn with the Islanders colors. Like, if it doesn't have one, that's a statement and a half. Trust me. Okay, the next team on my list, I know I've been talking, I'd rather do this than four guys. New York Rangers. I miss their navy blue heritage third. Beautiful sweater. I hope it's coming back next year, but I'm sure it's probably going to be their last Winter Classic jersey, which I did not like at all. The navy blue with red and white was clean, but I hate that striping along the chest. It's horrible, and I hate that silhouette of the New York Rangers crest as a patch jersey with the NY monogram for New York, with the NY abbreviation for New York on it. It looks like an advertisement patch to me, and that's not a good thing. If it's just a captaincy patch, okay. But when it's on every jersey, I'm sorry, folks, I hate it. I felt like they were using it as a test for future jersey ads. I'm not kidding. It was horrible. But their navy blue heritage third that they had throughout the Reebok years was absolutely gorgeous. I hope it comes back next year. Moving on to Ottawa, I'm going to try and be rather brief. Their heritage third is much better than their home and away jerseys. I actually liked their old number font better than their new standard block one. They've got a real identity crisis in Ottawa. I mean, I love the O, but I also wouldn't mind seeing the original Senators logo from '92 make a comeback as well. And at the bare minimum, I think Ottawa should wear black at home, black and gold with a bit of red. That would be nice. But with Ottawa, though, I mean, I really did like their heritage jerseys, and I also liked their classic jersey. If they are going to get new uniforms, I hope it's either that or the unused Centurion with the scarf, or it's a nice heritage jersey. Actually, I think I'd prefer the original Roman Centurion that they had from the 92-93 season all the way up until 2007. Best way to go. Ottawa, you got to fix your jersey soon. Now, moving on to the Philadelphia. There's quite a bit to so I'm just going to read some comments here real quick. I hope that rumor's true. It's the heritage one and not Winter Classic one, because I don't care for that Winter Classic. Yeah, I like the cream O jersey from the Heritage Classic in 2014 that was in Vancouver myself. I've always loved that jersey. But at the same time, it's a very, very old museum type look that looks like it came out of a museum. So I could appreciate Ottawa wanting to do something different, but would still be a great heritage alternate of some sort. Anniversary pissed me off is that any of the 1990s, and I would have liked to have seen something from that era. I would have rather seen a throwback jersey from that era than something new, even though I did like what they came out with. But although I thought the nameplates on the 50th anniversary jersey were good, the gold numbers I hated. I hated it then, and I still hate it to this day. If the numbers would have been orange with black trim like normal, with a little bit of gold between the black trim and the orange numbers, that would have been awesome. But on top of that, they brought out their Stadium Series jersey, which is now their third jersey in the Adidas era. Oh, sorry, I just needed to move my computer here. But, you know, the Flyers Stadium Series jersey, it was very Halloween-y to me. And, you know, those big, giant, monstrous orange nameplates on the back were just massive eyesores. Truth is, I actually feel like their Stadium Series third is actually okay. It has grown on me. I think it's good enough to be a third, and I'm actually glad it's a third. But I still don't. I still do feel that it's a little bit overrated myself. I don't like the black on black numbers piece. I do say that, folks. I actually feel like the black on black numbers are actually kind of neat. I would prefer orange numbers with white trim myself, but I do tip my hat to the Flyers for doing something really creative. It could have been a lot worse, but as I say that, the orange on black is really cool. It's neat. It gives me a real Halloween vibe. I I still don't love it's an alternate, but besides that, I wouldn't want it to make a comeback after here. You know, after the season, if they wear it for another 2 or 3, but I still think the Winter Classic jersey from 2012 is far superior. I loved that jersey. This one is not bad as a third, but I don't love it like I love that one. As for their 50th anniversary jersey, I remember hearing, and I could be wrong, it was the last jersey that Ed Snyder, their former owner, who died in around, I believe he died sometime around the 2016-17 season. It was either before or early on in that season where supposedly the 50th anniversary jersey the Flyers wore that year was the last jersey that he ever approved, or last jersey design he ever approved. So in that case, I'm glad that they wore it, but I I wish that what the Flyers would have done is they would have taken the 50th anniversary jersey, made it black, and have it worn in the Stadium Series game and worn as a 50th anniversary jersey, and then kept the Winter Classic jersey as third. But unfortunately, that didn't happen. But as I say that, though, the Flyers Stadium Series jersey from that year was actually not bad. I'm glad it's a third now, and I have always liked their 50th anniversary jersey besides the gold numbers. The design itself was actually really quite nice. I like it to this day. But speaking of the Flyers, not only do I miss their old Reebok collars, much better than what we've got now with Adidas, but also after seeing their latest Stadium Series jersey, I'll take this old 2016 one that the Flyers have got as a third over their new one any day of the week. That one was awful. And don't even get me started on the helmet designs that they went with. The Flyers Stadium Series jersey was an absolute abomination. I'm again one from a few years ago that's now the new third jersey in 2019, eh? But as for the Penguins Stadium Series jersey this year, I'll quickly talk about it. I actually thought it was pretty good. I liked it. At some point, I would be okay with it as a third, to be honest. And I'd be curious to hear how you guys feel about that. But anyways, let's see. So in the 2017 season, it was the one year that Pittsburgh went full-time retro with the Reebok Edge jerseys. And you know what, folks? I am so grateful I own a home and away jersey from the Reebok era because the collars are so damn good on these jerseys from the Reebok era in the one year that Pittsburgh had their away jersey. Their current one in the Reebok Edge cut, it was so much nicer. And on top of that, I loved their Stadium Series. Saw it on the. I still feel it's half finished in the sense it has no arms, no waist striping, and that it's too arm heavy. But the stencil fonts I liked better than their new third, and that is a deep ones. I mean, I feel like they took the Stadium Series jersey and found ways to make it boring. Like, I felt that the Stadium Series jersey was great in the sense that it had a unique take on their numbering and lettering font, their simple block. I love numbers and letters. And I liked the collar, too. It with a Reebok black V-neck with a white insert behind it, but I've always, after I saw it in the Stadium Series game that year, I've always felt that it was a decent jersey, and I wish they would have brought that back instead of doing what they did with it now with Adidas, with just the simple number and lettering font, and with the extra, with a little bit of white in the arms now too. Not as good. Still okay. I'm glad that Pittsburgh's got a bright Pittsburgh gold third, but just not as good as what it replaced, at least in my opinion. So now I'm going to take a quick look at the comments. And truth is, folks, I'm going to take about a 1-minute break here. My voice hurt. Still got a few more teams to go, but I'm going to take a quick break if that's okay. Well, Nick, I do disagree with you on the 2012 Classic jersey because I still think their home and away is the best they've ever had. I love their unique design. If the Flyers switched to that full time, they wouldn't have a unique design anymore that was both classic and unique and excellent all in one. But I do agree it would be an absolutely wonderful third jersey. As for doing a jersey collection video, maybe one day. Right now, I just don't feel inclined to sit down and do one. But who knows? I might do one at some point. That's an idea. I would consider it, but definitely not right now because, as I've said before, I've got at least like 30 different videos I still need to do. But let's see. So moving on to St. Louis, truth is I've always liked their navy blue third jersey that they retired in the 2016-17 season. I really liked the creativity of that jersey, that it was something new for the Blues. It was something totally different. And I've always liked the Roundel logo with the St. Louis arch behind it. I wouldn't want to see that as a main crest ever. But for a third jersey, I thought that St. Louis did a great job with that jersey back in the 08-09 season. And, you got to give them props for doing something totally new, being totally creative, and having a traditional design that, in my opinion, still to this day looks really quite good. But as I say that, folks, I loved the Winter Classic 67 jersey that the Blues brought out this 2016-17 season I'm referencing here. I mean, that's the season I'm talking about here in this video, but I still feel that the 67 throwback is far superior. I'm glad that it's now their third, even though I hate what Adidas and the Blues have done with its collar. And I don't even care for the fact that it has a hanger effect inside it. I mean, the cool touch, yeah, you only see it on the inside of the collar, and I know I'm making an issue out of something super minor, but I don't know what it is. I'm not a big lover of hanger effects inside classic designs. I guess I'm just old school in my view, even though I love the hanger effect that Adidas has brought out for all three of the Blues jerseys. But one thing I miss about the Blues jerseys of the 2016-17 season is the gold numbers on the Blues home jersey. I've never liked the fact that it's as navy blue heavy as it is, but it's still a very traditional uniform, and it's actually looked quite nice compared to some other jerseys in the NHL, like, for example, I don't know, San Jose Sharks, the thankfully retired uniforms of the Colorado Avalanche, even the Calgary Flames. I could go on, but the St. Louis Blues home jersey is a good jersey in my opinion, but it's not a great jersey. I feel like it's got too much navy blue on it, but I still feel that it's a decent design and it's better than some of the other jerseys in the NHL, in my opinion. And everything about it is still decent with Adidas, including the collars, surprisingly, which is a nice thing for me to say. But I miss the gold numbers. Ever since they've replaced them, their home jersey's just been nowhere near as good. As for their Winter Classic jersey, I do wish they would have brought the Adidas rounded collar into that jersey when they made it a third this year, but they didn't. But the one thing that I was disappointed about with that uniform and that sweater was that they used vintage white instead of regular white. Not only do I think the regular white would be better than the beige, but I love the brighter hue of blue better than the blue, royal blue that the Blues have on their main jerseys now, even now in 2019. But, the St. Louis Blues are one team that's been very, very under credited because they, in my opinion, they haven't got the credit they deserve for keeping their uniforms to Adidas and not screwing up the collars. Even though I hate the Adi Zero collars and the chromified NHL shields that are on the collars now too. The Blues did a great job with the colors, and I actually feel their Winter Classic third um, has a half decent collar too, even though I prefer the rounded one by a country mile and a half. But with the Adidas, when they brought it out as a third this year, and I'm talking about their '67 throwback, they should have switched out the cream for white, in my opinion, at the bare minimum. But the St. Louis Blues home and away jerseys are pretty decent, especially their away one, in my opinion. I've always liked it. Since the day they brought it out after they got rid of their Reebok Edge templated jerseys with the vertical piping, their away jersey has always been a real nice sweater for me, or in my opinion. But as for their home jersey, I just can't get behind the white numbers they have now. I think that those suck. They need to go back to gold numbers again pronto. But I am glad that the Blues did bring back the '67 throwback. And you know what? I was super happy when the Blues made the announcement that year to wear it for multiple games after the Winter Classic. That was the right move. And I'm glad that them and the Kings did wear throwback, but I still think that the Kings should have worn their gold '67 throwback for at least 5 games that year. Or better yet, have even brought out their Forum Blue '67 throwback for a couple games that year as well, right? But anyways, I'm going to quickly read some comments. I'm sorry if this is long, but it's better to be long than doing a bunch of videos. Jersey bad. They come to my store all the time. You still hate the Blues. Well, they are Central Division rivals, eh? Yeah, that Arch jersey was a real decent third jersey. It was a mix of being something new and staying traditional. And to this day, I still feel that the Blues have done an absolutely terrific job with that jersey when they brought it out. And I just, I kind of think that, I kind of think that it'd be cool to see that jersey come back, but I do prefer the '67 throwback that the Blues have as a third, though. But the next team on my list is the San Jose Sharks, and I have to vent about the Sharks. Their final year, the year prior, they brought out their beautiful '91 throwbacks, which the one thing I hated about that jersey was that they didn't use the lighter hue of Pacific teal that they originally had. I wish they would switch back to that teal full time because it's better than the darker one that they've got now that they've had for over 20 years. But when the Sharks wore that gorgeous throwback uniform the year prior and even got special permission to wear it for another extra game or two, according to what I remember, they didn't, what pisses me off is that the Sharks did not bring it back for the final year that Reebok was making the jerseys. Like, why couldn't they have at least worn it for 2 or 3 games like the Coyotes did in the 2016-17 season? That would have been wonderful. Everybody and their dog would have loved to have seen it. I guarantee it. But no. Instead, they give us their half-finished home and away jerseys, which they still have to this day, which I still think suck. And their old third jersey, I missed their last Reebok third jersey, the black one that they had throughout the entire Reebok Edge era from the 08-09 season all the way up until this 2016-17 season that I'm talking about in this video. That, to me, was a decent third. Their new one sucks. I think the stealth logos are cool, but the dark gray striping on the arms, that you can't even see the circuitry board pattern on the arms. You could barely see the teal on the arms. They might as well wear plain black jerseys, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, I love that they brought back the '91, the original Finn shoulder patch. And I love the stealth treatment of their main crest. That's the best treatment I've ever seen of their main logo. But the jersey itself was just horrible. As for their last third jersey, yeah, it didn't have the cool stealth thing going on. But at least it had something. It was simple. You could see the teal. You could see the design on the arms. I mean, why didn't they have that, but with the circuitry board pattern inside the teal striping instead of dark gray on black? I mean, black on dark gray works. The Golden Knights have proven that. The BC Lions of the Canadian Football League also proved that 5 years ago as well. But gray on black, folks, does not look good, especially a dark shade of gray. And by the way, I understand the idea of being stealthy, but if you're going to be stealthy, why didn't they have teal numbers? I mean, keep the white letters for legibility, but teal numbers, if you want to go stealth, either go all the way or don't do it at all, as far as I'm concerned. But the Sharks are a team that really pissed me off in the 2016-17 season because they should have back. They should have brought it back in that last season of Reebok. That's for sure. Yes, I would love to see them bring back that throwback too, Nick. Sharks Moose jerseys were completely underrated. What do you mean by their Moose jerseys, if you don't mind me asking? I'm kind of confused. I've never heard that term before. That's what I mean. Okay. So for the time being, I'm going to move on to Tampa Bay because I'm getting close to ending this. But their last third jersey was just a Los Angeles Kings ripoff. It was so half-assed and just so uncreative. But you know what? At least it had a little bit of royal blue on it, unlike their new third. And by the way, just for the record, I do like their new Adidas third jersey better than the one it replaced at the end of the Reebok era, by the way. But you know what? The gray gradient on the arms of their new one is cool. I like that it's something original now, but Tampa Bay just seems to be a team that doesn't know how to do third jerseys. I mean, if they can't do a proper third jersey, just bring back your your black 2004 Stanley Cup winning jersey back. Everybody would love it. It would be a hit. It would sell like, I don't know, $1 coffee at McDonald's. It would sell like crazy. People would love it. I would buy one, probably. You know, you know what I'm actually going to do? I've been thinking of a third jersey idea for the Tampa Bay Lightning. Maybe I should put one together and maybe post it on my Facebook page or maybe here on YouTube. I don't know. What do you guys think? Should I try it? You know, if they're going to do a third jersey, either do something nice or do something really crazy and cool. Because their last third jersey that they had at the end of the Reebok era was absolutely horrendously half-assed and boring and just stupid, terrible. At least their new one's got something going for it that's original, but still very, very ultra mediocre. But what pisses me off with Tampa Bay is that I like their home and away jerseys. Their new away jerseys better than now that it has the regular crest from the home jersey on it instead of the away jersey with the Tampa Bay word mark on it. It's way better now. But I don't know why they don't just take their home and away jerseys if they want to stay traditional and just make them black and white with blue trim on the numbers. That's all they have to do. And their jerseys would be pretty decent. But I got to say one thing, and this is going to make some of you probably laugh. But I do miss the laces on Tampa's home and away jerseys, though. I like them better when they had laces. Speaking of Tampa Bay and lace-up collars, I'm going to next up move to the Toronto Maple Leafs, but I'm going to take a quick minute break to have a glass of water here, and then I'm going to talk about Toronto because I really love this. Your guys are going to love my thoughts on Toronto. Oh, I see what you're saying, Nick. Yeah, no. I'm glad that they cleaned up their home jersey when they first brought out, when they switched away from their traditional look in the 2013-14 season. I'm talking about the Sharks, by the way. But their home jersey, I'm glad that it had less black on it, or it has less black on it now. But as for their away jersey, I prefer the old one better. But I still don't like the burnt orange. Okay, well, you know what? I'm getting close to the end of this anyway, so let's just get on to Toronto. I don't want to keep you guys on here for too long because I've been going for a long time, eh? But this has been fun, though. So with Toronto, I mean, they switched to their current look, and you know what? I do like their new logo, but I don't love it. Toronto's new uniforms, I mean, but I just, they drive me crazy, though. In the final year that Reebok was making the jerseys, Toronto brought out their current design, and they had very, very nice collars in the 2016-17 season. As for the new Adidas collars, I don't like them. I also do not like their new numbering and lettering font, and I have to rant about Toronto because I think they should be better. Their new logo's not bad, but I actually don't like it as much as some people do. I almost feel like it's a little too. I feel like it maybe tries a little bit too hard to be modern. I feel like it's kind of missing something. Call me crazy. Truth is, I also do not like the single waist stripe. And at the final year of Reebok, I didn't think we were going to get this with Adidas because at the time I didn't know, just like 99.9% of the US population, eh? But I hate that warped single waist stripe around the waist of Toronto's uniforms now. I don't like it. I mean, do I like their new jerseys better than the ones they replaced? I like them the same. I mean, in their uniform case, the honor, pride, courage thing inside the collars. At first, I hated that, but I actually think it's a very nice tribute to Conn Smythe. So that I don't mind. But the new number and lettering fonts, I don't like them at all. I wish that they would actually bring back the 92-93 season lettering and numbering fonts that they had during that time, which I've always liked that font the best. But Toronto's new jersey, I wish that their away jersey was there maybe something between the original logo and the new logo that they had on their early 60s white jersey that they had as a throwback third for years throughout the 2000s. That jersey was absolutely spectacular. Their new away jersey, in my opinion, is a little bit on the boring side. I'm glad that they've got the single white stripe on each side of the pants again. That's a good start. But as for their home jersey, I wish it had two stripes around the waist. But at the same time, I understand why Toronto changed the waist striping so that it would change the design enough that people would actually have to go and buy a new uniform. So from a marketing standpoint, I get it. But I wish that Toronto would just be like the Blackhawks, be like the Red Wings, be like the Rangers, be like the Bruins, you know, and be like Montreal and have a home and away uniforms that are absolutely spectacular and perfect in every way. Their new ones are good, but they're not perfect, and I don't love them. I like them, but I don't love them, and it sucks to say that because even though I'm not a Leafs fan myself, to be honest, folks, I still think that Toronto has got such an amazing history of hockey sweaters or sweaters throughout the Leafs' history that I feel like their main jerseys should be better. And they're not, in my opinion. But during this season, they brought back they brought out a white St. Pat's throwback that I've been trying to get one for ever since the day they wore it. Ever since the day they unveiled it, I've been trying to get a St. Pat's throwback jersey. And as much as I hate the new Addy Zero collars, I don't even care about the St. Pat's jersey that Toronto's got now with the Adidas collar and I absolutely want one. I have to get one. I am buying one. It's not a matter of if, it's just a matter of when. Because I love that throwback. And by the way, they're wearing it for 2 games this year. Woohoo! I'm excited. But this 2016-17 season for Toronto created something that was so good and it's pissed me off to this day. Their Centennial Classic sweater. You know what? It was such a nice mix between the Maple Leafs and the St. Pat's and the arenas. It was a wonderful new design that was a mix of old and new. And I feel like it should be I feel very strongly that Toronto should be wearing it as a third jersey for a long time going forward. It's too good. And one massive thing that really has pissed me off to this day is that they only have ever worn it for one stupid game. That jersey is beyond good. It was awesome. I loved that sweater. All they needed to do was give it a white collar and put blue veins inside the Maple Leafs logo on that jersey, and that would have been a spectacular third jersey. In fact, I recently bought one. That's how much I like that jersey. And I'm not even a Leafs fan. I love that jersey. They need to make it their third jersey again. Or, sorry, no. They need to make it their third jersey. They never had it as a third jersey. But I feel that it's almost I said earlier a long time ago when I was talking about the Red Wings Centennial Classic jersey. Toronto's Centennial Classic jersey, in my opinion, it was absolutely criminal that they didn't wear it beyond the Centennial Classic. That jersey is spectacular. It needs to be their third. Would I want it to be their home jersey? No. Toronto should not have a main jersey that has a chest stripe, in my opinion. But as a third jersey, hell yes. That one as a third jersey, hell yes. And by the way, that St. Pat's throwback is spectacular. I can't wait to see that on the ice for 2 games this season. I'm so glad they brought it back. And now that Adidas has got that jersey out for sale, they're going to be able to fulfill the demand for that sweater. And you know what? The best part is there's going to be more around for me to actually buy. I can't wait. But hopefully I'll be able to buy one that's less than the retail price, because let me tell you, folks, the starting price 200 Canadian, about 175 US. That's a bit of a turnoff for me in terms of the price. I honestly think to make this. You know what, Nick? I agree in the sense that they could be a good home and away, but I disagree for Toronto. I mean, their Stadium Series jersey from last year was one of the best Stadium Series jerseys I've ever seen, to be quite frank with you. But those jerseys should never replace. They should never be the main jerseys for Toronto. They just, you know what? And by the way, about their Stadium Series jersey from last year, they should have worn it for more than the one game, but they should have lost the seaman suits and worn blue pants with it for a few games afterwards. The all-white Stormtrooper seaman look that they were going for was just not good. It was kind of neat for one game, but the half-finished chest stripe, again, that's a pet peeve of mine. Shoulder numbers, yeah, no. If they could make a few tweaks to that jersey, and it would be a spectacular alternate, but I would never want to see those two replace Toronto's classic home and away styles that they've had for decades. Oh, and speaking of decades in Toronto's history, I also wish that at some point Toronto would bring back their 2014 Winter Classic sweater. That was absolutely spectacular. I own one, by the way. No, I know that's irrelevant, but I bought one recently, and I've been in love with that sweater ever since. Like, what I mean by that is that I love that design. I don't mean it in a romantic way. It's a figure of speech, people. I don't want to sound like a total weirdo. Yeah, that St. Pat's jersey is great, but that's Toronto Stadium Series look was unique, but I've never been behind that seaman suit idea that they had, and it was just, woo! It was just not good. Oh God, I think I have a dirty mind now. It's a little bit dirty. Anyway, I'm going to move on to the Canucks before I take too much longer. So in the final season of Reebok, I'm glad that compared to from then to now, the Canucks have fixed their sock striping. Adidas, thank you for fixing their socks. It does look better. But in the final season that the Canucks had with Reebok, I do miss their longtime third. I like it way better than their home jersey. I hear that the Canucks are listed to be getting new home and away jerseys, but the Canucks haven't said anything about new home and away jerseys. And in fact, their 50th anniversary logo they've just unveiled the other day, in fact, or over the past week. And the Canucks have said officially that they're planning on unveiling a new alternate next year, a new design, and their 94 throwbacks again for multiple games next season. So what I'm kind of thinking is going to happen is that it's either going to be something along the lines of what Chicago's going to do when they finally fix their collars next year. Thank God or actually I should be thanking the Blackhawks that that's happening, and Adidas for being willing to sit down and fix their damn collars. But I'm thinking either the Canucks are going to fix their collars, which they should, or they might make some tweaks to their home and away jerseys. You never know. I do agree with my dad, though. Recently, we were watching a game on CBC, and the Canucks were playing, and my dad said that he loved the colors on the away jersey, and I totally agree with him. But the home jersey, I've never liked. Very boring, and I hate the agency numbering lettering fonts. Those suck. I also don't like the Orca. I still think the Canucks should switch to their 40th anniversary jersey as a full-time away with a matching home jersey in, believe it or not, Kelly green, not blue. Call me crazy, but I think that would look spectacular. But next year, it sounds like the Canucks aren't getting new home and away jerseys, but I would not be surprised if what it says on the Reebok, or sorry, the Adidas jersey catalog for next season, as reported by Aesthetics. I think that what's more likely to happen is that the Canucks will be making some type of tweaks to their home and away jerseys for next year. And I'd rather them do something next year than nothing at all. And perhaps they might even get rid of the agency numbering and lettering fonts too. That would be an upgrade in itself. Take a quick look at some comments again. They showed Bo Horvat wearing a C with that picture. Oh, they did, eh? Oh, thanks for telling me, Nick. You made my day. I didn't know that they've made Bo Horvat the captain. I think he deserves it. You know what? Bo Horvat has been a pretty decent player on the Canucks for the past few years. I think he deserves to be the captain. I think he'll be a good captain. Let the superstars players like Besser and Pettersson play with less pressure. I think that's, in my opinion, I think that would be the best way to do it. Oh. But yeah, so there was one last thing I wanted to talk about with Vancouver, though. When they had brought out their 94 throwback for one final game against the Toronto Maple Leafs in the 2015-16, that was the last time that Vancouver ever played Toronto before Toronto got their new uniforms. I remember that game because I was so excited to see those 94 throwbacks. I've always liked them, even as a kid, even though I never got to actually see the Canucks wear them on the ice, eh? But I don't know why the Canucks couldn't have brought that jersey back for a couple games in that season as well. I mean, that would have been great. And it's a shame that they didn't. But anyways, I'll move on to Washington. I'm glad that not only did they bring out the red throwback as a third, but they've brought it back now even a couple seasons later with Adidas, which is great. I don't blame Washington if they don't want to change their home and away jerseys now that they've won a Stanley Cup wearing them, at least for the time being. I don't blame Washington for that, but I think go full-time retro. I don't care how gaudy people think they are. I love the stars and stripes. Very patriotic. Very, very awesome for Washington. Beautiful uniforms. And yes, I want to see a jersey with the Weagle on it. I do. And by the way, I hated their Stadium Series jersey from last year. I never liked it. Should have had the Weagle on the front of it instead of a Caps, like it's some type of basketball jersey. Sorry, but I thought the Stadium Series jersey from last year is grotesquely overrated, and it sucks. It sucked. I hate that jersey. And you know what? Washington, in my opinion, needs to make it on the front. Hopefully, they'll be allowed to make it as a third jersey and at least keep the Capitals retro as a heritage jersey to wear 4 to 6 times a year. Or better yet, they switch to that full time in like 5 years from now and then have a Weagle alternate. I would love to see that too. But I'm glad that their retro red is at least their third because I think it's beautiful. I love that jersey and I don't care how gaudy people think it is. I freaking love it. Beautiful jersey, one of my favorites. Now, finally, we will end, okay, not yet, but with the Winnipeg Jets, they brought out their Heritage Classic WHA throwback, spectacular sweater. So proud of the Jets and very grateful to Adidas as well that they brought that jersey back. Even though I hate the Addy Zero collar, the Jets made it look decent. And classic sweater. In fact, they actually wore it tonight against the Minnesota Wild, believe it or not. Plus, they wore it on New Year's Eve in Edmonton against the Oilers Royal Blue throwbacks. That was a wonderful jersey matchup. Peg switched to that WHA jersey as their full-time away with a matching home. And as I say that, I really like their home jersey. I always have. But I miss the collars on the Jets jerseys during the Reebok era. Way better. I hate the new ones, especially on their home jersey where it has that big, monstrous, butt-ugly eyesore of a gray pentagon insert. It's hideous. I don't know why they didn't make that navy blue like the rest of the collar, but no, we got to have this big, glaring gray insert. Woo! Great idea, guys. And by the way, when the Jets can retire their new aviator blue third jersey, I hope they do it right away. I think it's great that they paid homage to the past, the present, and the WHA era Jets, but I'm sorry, that jersey is boring. And their WHA throwback, which they thankfully brought back for 2 games this year, and I hear it's going to be worn every year going forward, is a far superior jersey in every way. And by the way, if the Jets do, I think the Jets will bring out a matching blue version of that WHA throwback for their Heritage Classic game in Saskatchewan next year against Calgary. So when they do that, hopefully they're going to be able to replace that that Aviator blue alternate with that right away. And better yet, I'd love to see the Jets switch to the WHA jerseys full time. I mean, I love their home jersey that they've got now. I really like it. I liked it. I really, really liked it when Reebok's colors were on that jersey instead of the new Adidas one. But for a modern design, the Jets did a fabulous job. And I don't even mind their away jersey, to be honest. But is it better than their WHA jersey? Absolutely not. Let's see. Anything else to end off with? Yes, they're All-Star jerseys. I did make a video for those, by the way, a long time ago. Best All-Star jerseys that I've seen in my life. In the entire time I've been alive as a hockey fan, I've never seen better All-Star jerseys. Those were beautiful. The purple, the gold, the black. The white one was the only one I didn't like. I wish that the top part was black instead of gray. If they would have done that, that jersey would have been perfect. The number font with the unique printed design on it was great. The homage to the early 90s, late 80s All-Star jerseys was absolutely spectacular. The NHL, Reebok, and the Los Angeles Kings did such a wonderful job on those jerseys. When I look at the All-Star jerseys we saw last year in Tampa Bay with the Adidas 3 stripes on them, and even this past All-Star game in San Jose where they didn't even have a teal All-Star jersey, and all the teams had either black or white monochrome parlay jerseys, which I think it's awesome that they used recycled plastics to make those jerseys, by the way. But when every team's got the exact same goddamn designs, and they've brought back that heathered effect on the striping again, which they actually made it look really good on their All-Star jerseys. And I feel like the All-Star jersey design was really good. And I was grateful that they got rid of the 3 stripes. Thank you, Adidas. Hopefully you get rid of those 3 lace collars too, by the way. But you know, that heathered striping is like Team Rocket in Pokemon. Every time you think they're gone, they keep coming back. You know, it's like I almost feel like I'm Ash Ketchum trying to protect, and I've got my Pikachu with me, and I'm making my videos all the time, or whenever I can, and trying to be like a tomato right now, trying to catch up on all the things I'm way behind on. And I keep getting followed by this heathered striping, aka Team Rocket, and every time they go blasting off again, they find a way to keep coming back. It's like, stop it! But actually, as I said, the heathered striping on the All-Star jerseys from this past All-Star game in San Jose, actually, they did a really good job with that. I liked the heathered striping there. That's the first time I've actually liked it. And I will give Adidas credit. The North American All-Star World Cup of Hockey black jersey was not bad. It was neat. But I hate that heathered effect. I've never liked it. But for the first time, they actually put it on a jersey with their All-Star jerseys that I felt it actually did not look bad at all. Which I'm very happy to say that, by the way. But it reminds me of duct tape or masking tape or whatever that gray tape's called. I think it's duct tape. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, I found the All-Star jerseys from this season to be so boring. Every division either has a black jersey with their logo on the front or a white one. Like, whatever. They were so boring. Like, why couldn't we have got a white jersey for one division, a black jersey for a different division, a teal jersey for the Pacific Division All-Stars, and a burnt orange one for another division? This was the year to bring out a teal All-Star jersey. And by the way, I do agree with people that, having each player's individual team's crest on the front is neat, but I prefer the NHL Shield. I love the idea of the All-Star game being the one special event where you see the NHL Shield on the front of a jersey. And you know what? What in my opinion, with the individual players' teams' crests on the jerseys, the only thing about that, in my opinion, is that they've only done that so that instead of selling decent-looking fashion jerseys that most people don't care about, which these ones are better than the black ice jerseys that Reebok had, in my opinion. But you know what? When people know that they actually use these in an NHL game of some sort, they're going to be more inclined to buy them. And with a clean design, and I do feel they're clean, but people are going to buy them. Be like, oh, sweet, check out this black and white jersey. Ooh. Or I'm a Maple Leafs fan. I'm going to buy a black one. Woo, that's cool. Or a Vancouver one, or an Edmonton one, or whatever. You know, instead of a team having beautiful jerseys like Montreal, for example, or the New York Rangers, it'll be like, oh, I'm going to get a black jersey now because they wore it at an all-star game. Instead of it being just a lousy fashion jersey, they made it an all-star jersey. See, that's what pissed me off as well, because now, you know, these companies have figured out a formula, in my opinion, especially in recent years with the NBA's all-star uniforms as well, because don't even get me started on the NBA. I hate what they've done with their uniforms. And I will be doing a rant on that at some point. I just don't know when. But, yeah, I mean, with the NBA, I mean, what they've done is each year now they put each player's individual team's crest on the front of their all-star jerseys now. And they know that if the player's crest is on the jersey instead of a generic league crest or a crest that says East or West or Metro, Central, Pacific, or Atlantic like the NHL, people are probably going to be more inclined to buy it, and that's not a good thing. But, you know, if they would have put the NHL shield on these jerseys. But anyways, folks, that's it for all my final thoughts on the 2016-17 season. I've been talking for a very long time, but this was cool. It was weird to do it all in a live stream, but I thought this would be more fun. And you know what? Instead of sitting down and doing 4 different videos for a season that happened, you know, 2 seasons ago, instead of sitting down doing 4 videos, not only did I do it all in a 2-hour span tonight, which I won't do one this long probably again. Oh, you never know. But doing it this way, I killed 4 birds with 1 stone. And I know some people don't like that saying anymore, but come on, people, it's a figure of speech. And besides, just pretend they're beautiful, delicious chickens. They're going to go and get plucked and sent into an oven and roasted with rosemary and herbs and stuffed and all that juicy, tender chicken with mashed potatoes and gravy and seasonal vegetables and a nice glass of red wine. Or if you're not old enough to drink, or you don't drink, or you can't drink, you know, you could have a nice sparkling juice, a glass of milk, or a cup of tea. Okay, now I'm making myself hungry, but you get the point. Okay, you get the point. I mean, anyway, I'm not going to get into that any further, but, you know, it's just when I say the saying, you know, kill 2 birds, or in my case tonight, kill 4 birds with 1 stone. I mean, I just pretend they're chickens or they're turkeys for Thanksgiving or Christmas or whatever. Okay. Yeah, I know. You know what, Nick? It's not that I'm making you hungry. It's that I'm making myself hungry on top of making you hungry. Oh, boy, now why do I want to get in my car and go to McDonald's? I mean, right now in our Canadian McDonald's, they're offering these spicy McChickens where you can get a jalapeno McChicken, which is mild and actually really good. Then there's the habanero that's even a little bit spicier. And then there's a ghost pepper that would probably give the average Joe like me who doesn't eat spicy foods a real episode of diarrhea. I would be in dire straits probably if I eat that burger, but I want to try it because it's not going to be there forever, and you know. But I know one thing, folks. If you're going to eat a spicy burger, don't go having a milkshake. It's going to curdle in your stomach, give you a headache like I get, and probably a bad stomach ache and diarrhea to the power of 10. Last time I said to the power of something, I was in high school doing grade 11 math. Anyway, is there anything else anybody wants to talk about here? I'll stay online for about another 10 minutes. But by the way, Nick, I've enjoyed talking to you. Oh, hang on. Here, I cut out for a second there. I'll talk for about another 10 minutes, and then I'm going to go not only take a break and rest my voice, but I'm also going to celebrate the fact that I've done some catching up tonight. I got something done. Woohoo! But anything anybody wants to talk about, it says that 3 people are watching now. So if anybody else wants to join in on the live chat alongside my one subscriber, Nick, who's got an awesome channel. And Nick, I've wanted to do this for a long time. You've been so great to do this for me, and I've been so thankful you have. But folks, if you have not subscribed to Nick X Blackhawks Talk, you should do so, especially if you're a Blackhawks fan. He's done an amazing job with this channel. He hasn't even been making videos for a year, and he's got more than double the subs that I've got here. And he has done a phenomenal job. Go give him a like. I mean, a subscribe. Go subscribe to him, folks. You won't regret it. He's done a great job with his videos, and his live streams are way more often than mine, and his live streams are fantastic, and he deserves all the credit that I'm giving him tonight. I've been wanting to do this to you, Nick, for a long time, and let me tell you, you've done a wonderful job with your channel, and I want to give you all the credit that I know you deserve. Also, in the meantime, while I wait for new comments to load up on this live chat here, I'm going to quickly post my Facebook page because I want more people to like it, and the reason for that is so that I can post official times for when I do live streams in the future. Because the thing is that right now I haven't done an official live stream yet. I know this one's been a long one, just a moment type of thing. Um, but I want to give you guys to see a link so you're on and like it because you know I think it'd be better if I could have a place to communicate with you guys type of. But anyways, here let me post a link. Oh, I didn't think I'd be doing that here, but now I could be like you, Nick, and post a link to something. In your case, I know it's Discord. In my case, at least right now, it's Facebook. But yeah, if anybody's on here and you haven't liked my Facebook page yet, I do monthly video updates that you don't get here on my channel. So feel free to check those out. Oh, yes, Corey Crawford's coming back tomorrow. I'm looking forward to that. Yes, that the 2017 Winter Classic. If I'm not working tomorrow, I might throw mine on then. Hopefully it's televised here in Canada. You know, all the games that I want to see are never televised, except the Golden Knights Stars game that I watched tonight for a little while until I started doing this. I didn't think I'd be talking for as long as I have, but here I am. And yes, that 7-hour stream, Nick, I won't be doing a stream quite as long here tonight. Nowhere near, not even half as long, I'm sure, but you deserve a tip of the hat for doing that. And I'm dead serious when I say that. But is there anything that you guys want to talk about? I'll try and stay on for another 5 to 10 minutes here. If you guys want me to focus on anything in particular, feel free to ask. But I'm only going to stay on for about another 10 minutes. I'm actually going to watch a movie here pretty soon. But yeah. Oh, you may live stream for the Hawks game tomorrow, eh? Well, if I don't have to work tomorrow, you know what? I think I'll pop on. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Oh, who knows? I might not have to work tomorrow. I didn't have to work today. I might, yeah, tomorrow I'm on call, so, you know, I might take tomorrow off. I need a bit of a break anyway, to be honest. I've been working like mad lately. Plus, there's stuff I want to do outside of the channel that I need to catch up on. Oh, I'm glad, on a random note, I'm so glad I had yesterday off because I needed to do a whole bunch of laundry that I had not done in like 3.5 weeks to a month. Boy, that was a daunting task, let me tell you. There was a lot of standing around and waiting. Um, but is there anything in particular you guys want me to focus on? Oh, it's a late start. Perfect. That works for me. That actually will work really well for me. Huh. Is my cable box on? No. You know what? I'll see what. You know what? I'm gonna go on tonight before I go to bed and see if that game's on Sportsnet here in Canada. I mean, this is one thing that's pissed me off with my family ever since we changed cable providers 8 years ago. Is that I no longer get to see any of the rarely televised games on WGN, and I know now it doesn't matter to me because WGN's not televising games after this season, and I don't have it on my cable provider anyway. But here in Canada, but the thing is I don't want to spend $24 a month for NHL Center Ice. It's just too damn expensive and way out of my price range. I don't want to be spending that type of money just to watch hockey. I hope people can appreciate me saying that, but you know, I know it's a premium package where you get to watch all of them, but folks, it just doesn't work for me. Um, okay, I got one new view on my Facebook page. Oh, okay. Oh, and actually, speaking of the Facebook page, though, what I am hoping to do, okay, what I am hoping to do is I am hoping to start focusing a little bit more on that going forward. There is something that I'm working on putting an end to coming up here. There was because truth is there is a Facebook group that I have ran for a little while that I haven't touched in a long time, but after this season's over, I've already in the next few weeks I'm going to delete it and then I'm going to start focusing more on my Facebook page. Um, that'll be a lot of fun. And you know what? I'd rather do this and be able to talk to other people about stuff that like jerseys and stuff that I'd rather talk about myself, to be honest. And you know what? I just enjoy doing this and talking to you guys more than anything I've ever done on Facebook or anything. So I'm really looking forward to. I'm really looking forward to doing more on the Facebook page instead. I wouldn't even mind at some point posting people's jersey concepts on there. That would be cool. But not concepts from other websites that have been uploaded to other websites, but concepts that people send me. I to do something like what you see on sites like Aesthetics would be so cool. But it's just so hard to take all these different submissions and it takes forever. Like once you start getting them, you'll probably never be able to get them all uploaded, which sucks. But yeah, I don't know, folks. I just don't know. But I'm really looking forward to seeing at the bare minimum, seeing teams like Chicago fix their collars in the off season. I'm excited about. Happy when the Ducks get rid of their 25th anniversary jersey. I've never liked it. I have absolutely never liked it. You don't even see the goddamn eggplant on the jersey at all, except on that little ugly Pentagon insert. Those are just downright terrible. Absolutely terrible. And if I make a Facebook, maybe I'll show you my redesign for the caps. Yes, I want to see it, Nick. If I remember, I'm holding you to it. Because I want to see it. I have a feeling you'll do something really quite good. Actually, trade a Stadium Series jersey concept that was really quite out there. but it had, I think it had a Washington or a White House logo. It's a logo that I took. It's their old White House logo that said Washington Capitals on it, but I tweaked it quite a bit and got rid of that ugly word mark off it. And I did it with like stars around the waist, kind of like what the Nordiques used to have with their fleur de lis around the waist of their jerseys. God, I hope Quebec gets a team again. I'd love just so we could see those jerseys again. Man, that'd be wonderful. But I did something kind of like that with red and blue stars around the waist, elongated, massive numbers that don't have white trim between the blue and the red. Solid blue numbers with red trim, which Montreal should have on their away jersey. Um, I think it had a big, giant, monstrous diagonal sash like the Red Wings 2015-16 season Stadium Series jersey. Man, I hope that isn't what Detroit's bringing out next year as a third. If it is, boy, I'm going to be real disappointed. Oh, you think the Ducks are wearing their 25th tomorrow, eh, Nick? Oh, well, you know what? I mean, at least it isn't the Tampa Bay Lightning alternate jersey that, or the Jets' new Aviator third. Actually, that's something that I'll make a mini rant on it right now. But why didn't the Winnipeg Jets wear their WHA throwback for a game against Chicago this year? That would be such a beautiful matchup. Imagine the Jets throwback against the Blackhawks Winter Classic jersey from last month. That would be so cool. So you were able to see my design for a Quebec team on Hands Down Hockey. Do you mind posting a link? Because I would love to actually see that. I would check that out. Actually, you know what? I've never done. I've never subscribed to Hands Down Hockey. I'm busy with my personal life that 99.9% of the time I can never watch half the videos that I'm or the people I'm subscribed to. Hockey guy. I'm lucky. I'm lucky to friggin' watch 2 or 3 of his videos in one day in a week. Hands Down Hockey. Oh boy, I love being able to live stream and just type stuff on my computer. My current live stream. This isn't Hands Down Hockey, man. Okay, hang on. Now, but let's see. Am I still live? Yeah, You know what? If you post a link to that, I will check it out because I would love to see that. I'm not kidding either. I mean, I enjoy watching and seeing other people's ideas on things, especially people that I talk to all the time, like yourself. That's great. Okay, I'm back on now. Let's see. I don't see a link right now. Um, Whoa, that is creepy as hell. Oh, jeez. Oh, no. I haven't seen a link just yet. I might be behind. I'm kind of just watching something here from my end. Uh, I didn't think, because the thing is I'm just talking in my room with my lights out. But you could kind of see like this little tiny bit of my my face in the shadows. And it's like, oh no, I wish I would have spotted it right away. I'm sorry if it's kind of weird. Oh, okay. I don't know what's going on with my connection here. Can you still hear me? Oh, can you still hear me? But yeah, no, I'll have to fix that for next time if I do a live stream. It's like, thing is I'm talking, but what ends up happening is you kind of see my face in the background where it's kind of like a ghost or something. It's just kind of creepy. I'm really sorry, you guys. Next time I will definitely make sure that is fixed because I kind of wanted it to be more of a podcast. I didn't want to, I didn't want to scare the living dickens out of everybody. I mean, it's not like it isn't October till like for another 8 months. Oh God, what a great way to end this stream. Hey Nick, I never saw a link. It might be my computer and my internet connection. I'm not sure. Um, hey, you know what, Nick? Just feel free to message me on Discord with the link. I think that'd be a better way to do it, eh? Well, guys, is there anything at all that anybody wants to ask me here over the next 3 minutes? Um, It's the only reason I say that is because I have been talking for over 2 hours. I thought this was only going to be an hour long. So, oh my God, I didn't realize it's been over 2 hours since I started this. So, yeah, I'll definitely. So, in the next 2 to 3 minutes here, folks, I am going to call it a wrap on this video. I've been talking for a long time. My voice is getting shot. I hope you guys understand that. Yeah, man. Sorry about the whole ghosting situation. You kind of see my face, but it's kind of ghosted. It's like a real life version of the yeah, live streams definitely fly on time, but I got like this ghosted thing going on, like the Carolina Hurricanes shoulder pads on the New Jersey. And for the record, I hope it is. Whew. Still working. But folks, with the Carolina Hurricanes New Jersey, I feel like that their older jersey was the final things. Shame. Such a shame that the Carolina Hurricanes replaced their old third jersey. I mean, I like the idea of the logo being signed better. Sometimes being inaccurate is better than the real thing, I find. And of course, my internet's now kind of crapping out again. So at some point, I will have to try an official live stream and just have an open book where I talk to you guys for like a half an hour to an hour. But oh, you sent the link on Discord, Nick? Thanks. I will definitely be checking that out and getting back to you on that, eh? And hey, Nick, by the way, it's been great talking to you on this live stream. I wasn't expecting to do this tonight. This was completely heat of the moment thing because I realized, oh my God, I have over 30 videos to still do. Whew. Last time I had that kind of shock was when I realized that I had to do like a 10-page term paper in one of my classes when I was still in college. Jesus Christ. But yeah, hey Nick, is there anything you wanted to ask? Because I know it says that there's about 3 or 4 people watching this stream, and hello to everybody watching this out there, whether you're in Canada, United States, or Newfoundland, as Foster Hewitt once famously said. He was an old radio announcer decades ago, by the way. They used to always play that clip, hello out there from across the land, Canada, the United States, and Newfoundland, at the beginning of the CBC Hockey Night in Canada telecasts. Yeah. But yeah, no. But to all of you watching, I mean, I hope you guys have been enjoying this. I mean, hopefully next time I'll have more people commenting because I'd like to be able to talk to multiple people. And that's what I love about your live streams, Nick, is that you got multiple people that not only do we get to talk to you, but we even get to talk to each other. Like, I mean, like me and the other people that are on your live stream. Right? And if you do one tomorrow and I've got it off tomorrow from work, I will definitely make sure to remember to join. If it's on at a later time, I think I'll be able to likely make it too. That'll be fun. But yeah, so basically for the next 2 minutes, I'm going to have a last final call for any more comments or questions on anything. Did you guys like this video live stream thing that I did all the 2016-17 uniforms and my thoughts on them? Did you guys like it at least? Oh, I hope that's a yes. Just trying to see here, is there... Okay. I just watching this stream. Really? You had people from overseas in Europe, eh? That's great. Oh man, I'm glad to hear you enjoyed the stream. I always enjoy your streams whenever you do them too, by the way. I mean, sometimes I'm not always commenting on them, to be honest, but whenever I can make them or even just see them, I always enjoy those. And I like them because, you know what, I'm going to do this more often. It's just a matter of me finding time to do these streams, eh? But the thing is I like that I can interact with people on the fly. That is cool. I like this. And you know what? Do expect more of these to happen over time. But for anybody wondering, what I'll do in the future is on my Facebook page, I'll post official announcements of when I'm going to do them in the future. That's my plan. And I think you can post here on YouTube as well, if I'm not mistaken. But what I will do now is I will do what the NFL does at the end of a half or 2 quarters. Is I'm going to do what I'm going to call this the 2-minute warning and go blow the whistle, and this is the 2-minute warning. So at 11:55 Pacific Standard Time PM, 12:55 Mountain, 1:55 Central Time, which is where my subscriber Nick is, which I'm sure, and of course 2:55 a.m. Eastern Standard Time will be when I will be cutting off this live stream for the night. But let's see. Any last things anybody wants me to quickly touch base on? Hey Nick, are you okay with me ending this live stream in the next minute? See, sometimes I think it depends on where I am in my house because I notice when I'm closer to my router, the connection is far, far superior to what this is. Like it seems like throughout the stream tonight that I've been doing, there's times where sometimes it backs off. Okay, yeah, you can end any time. It's great to see it. Thanks, Nick. I just wanted to hear a response from, or read a response from you before I call it a wrap here on the stream. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just go like this. As for when an official live stream from me at some point will happen, I will announce it on Facebook, and I will announce it here too. I will make damn sure of that as well. And Nick, I'll let you know on Discord because I don't think you have Facebook, if I remember what you said to me recently, if I'm correct. But anyways, folks, it's been a pleasure doing this. It's been great talking to you, Nick. I hope that every single person who's watched this live stream has enjoyed this. It's been a pleasure doing this, and I'd rather do this than doing the 4 videos from 2 seasons ago. You know, I think not only does this save me from 4 videos, but also it was a fun little experiment to, you know, interact with you guys and, you know, do this live on the right off. Just no pre-recording, no nothing, just on the go. That was a lot of fun. I won't be doing that for the 2017-18 final thoughts, though. I'll be breaking that up into 4 videos again, like I did for the 2015-16 season, if I remember correctly. But anyways, folks, after over 2 hours of doing this, I thought I was only going to be doing this for 1 hour. How time flies, eh? If you do not watch all of this stream for anyone else besides the 3 that are watching now, I don't blame you. It's been a very, very long stream. Definitely the longest thing of any kind on this channel I've ever done. But with that, you guys, I'm going to turn off the comments section now. I'm not going to view that anymore. I hope that every single one of you have enjoyed this live stream. I've enjoyed doing this. I didn't think I'd be spending 2 hours of my night tonight doing this, but I have. In fact, I have even missed the evening news, which a lot of times I usually like to watch that. To be honest, weird random fact about yours truly, the Rockstar 194, but you know, folks, but yeah, so anything else I want to add? So it's been great doing this. I will post an announcement, and once I find a day for an official live stream at some point, I will be doing one. It's not a matter of if, it's just a matter of when. But another thing as well, I'm planning on doing a video real soon here about the Atlanta Braves updated uniforms coming up. And to my one viewer, Sean, I do want to do a Montreal Alouettes video. And by the way, I'm not sure what's going on with the other teams with New Era, but there is a chance that maybe the BC Lions might be bringing out new uniforms this year, but I don't think that's going to happen. But I know they're making some tweaks, like getting rid of their logo underneath the numbers, which is known as a tramp stamp, which it deserves that title because it just looks stupid. But I want to talk about the Alouettes. I want to talk about the Atlanta Braves coming up, and I also want to share my thoughts, believe it or not, on color versus color games. And for a full list of all the different video topics that I want to do going forward, please check out my Facebook page because I typed out a full list of videos and video topics I still want to do on there earlier tonight before I started this live stream. So with that, you guys, as I have always said since the day I started this channel back in, I believe, 2015, take care. And of course, folks, as usual, I know I sound like a broken record, but at this point, I don't care. It's the best way. It's my own unique way of ending videos. I think, you know what? It's like the San Jose Sharks wearing the color teal as for their main home jerseys. It's the right, you know, it's their own unique little shtick, and it's a good one. So I guess you could say this is mine. But anyways, folks, it is now close to 12 a.m. Pacific Standard Time and almost 3 a.m. back east into my one viewer, Nick. I believe it's probably about 2 a.m. your time, because I think you live in the Central Time Zone. Correct me if I'm wrong. And I know it's almost 1 in the morning in the Mountain Time Zone. And if you're enjoying a vacation out in Hawaii right now, or you live in Hawaii, it's only 9 o'clock at night. And it's not like -2 degrees. Or it's not a typical cold Canadian winter where it's freezing cold at night, and throughout the rest of the entire day too. But anyways, folks, on that note, I'm going to call it a wrap. I hope this has been worth your time. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. I'm glad to hear you enjoyed it, Nick. And to everybody who's watching this, whether you've watched it live or you're watching it after I end this broadcast, I hope you all have enjoyed this. To all of you watching this live, have a great rest of your evening and a good day tomorrow. And on that note, folks, take care, and of course, as always, bye for now. And thank you for watching.